welcome back to an episode of the 3 Count. I'm the greatest second place champion, War Machine MJ, and I'm here today to talk about NXT and NXT UK. Since NXT has been all over the place lately, just putting their stamp on the Monday Night Raw and SmackDown brands. I am, of course, War Machine MJ. I don't know if I said my own name or not. But now you know. And don't believe the hype, because knowing is not half the freaking battle. It's only a small chunk of the battle. It's also preparation. Preparations from A to H. I don't know, I'm just rambling. I'm like half tired on this one. Anyway, like I said, I'm here today to talk about NXT and NXT UK. If they'll ever... There's the results page. Damn. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into NXT UK. Of course, the least interesting of the brand, since people once again people have their eyes glued into what NXT is going to do next. Not just for the whole Wednesday Night Wars with AE dubs, but also with Survivor Series looming on the horizon. If my phone will load it. Okay, there it is. Alright. We kicked off the show with the return of Joe Coffey. The Iron King took on Tyson T-Bone in a pretty much a big slugfest between these two big boys. However, in the end, Joe Coffey got the win with his black coffee spinning lariat. Next, we had a one-on-one match. Another return, for Killer Kelly as she took on Isla Dawn. And, yeah, this was a fantastic match. Both these ladies going in there giving what they got. Both of them with a little mixed martial arts background. However, in the end... Isla Dawn got the victory and put away Killer Kelly. And in the main event, we had a fantastic banger of a tag team match between Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster taking on the grizzled Young Vets, the team of James Drake and Liverpool's #1, Zach Gibson. This was an absolute barn burner of a match. These two were out there killing it. Once again they had the NXT UK faithful eating out of the palm of their hand. Towards the finish, however, the current NXT UK Tag Team Champions, Mark Coffey and Wolfgang of Gallus, were sitting there taking in the action when they were flanked by Marcel Barthel and Fabian Eichner of Imperium. So they took it upon themselves, charged the ring, and took out the Gallus boys took out Andrews and Webster, while the Imperium boys took out the grizzled Young Vets, and that led to a standoff between the two factions. Imperium was then joined by Alexander Wolf. And of course, the Gallus boys were joined by Joe Coffey. And of course, the good old Donut kicked up as Imperium were joined by Der Ring General, the NXT UK champion, Walter. And then when it was a 4-on-3 deficit, out came Ilya Dragunov, and it looked like he had been siding with the Imperium boys, because he stood next to Alexander Wolf, and Wolf just cackled and laughed at the new prospect, until the prospect crossed over and aided the Gallus boys into a brawl that ended the show. Fantastic. I'm really looking forward to this. Anyway, let's move on to NXT. And mere minutes before showtime, there was a social media video that went live showing the Undisputed Era getting their asses handed to them by the original, the official, the only club that matters. Gallows, Anderson, and Styles have invaded Full Sail. In fact, they kicked off the show with a "This is awesome" moment with AJ Styles standing in the black and gold arena. Of course, you know, the OC of Monday Night Raw basically fired back. Of course, they didn't think things through because they only showed up with the three of them. Anyway, they said that tonight NXT is the OC's home. And then out came Tommaso Ciampa, who basically said, "You're standing in my house and Daddy's home." And of course, he introduced his two teammates for his team at War Games, Limitless Keith Lee and Matt Riddle. So yeah, the challenge was made. The OC would take on Ciampa, Keith Lee, and Matt Riddle in the main event. Next was a rematch between Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight, taking on Damian Priest, the Archer of Infamy. This was an awesome match because they kicked off the match by just trading blows like a boxing match. And then they start getting into a little bit more technical. Down the stretch, however, Damian Priest tried to go for a mule kick to the Bruiserweight's business area while the referee was distracted. However, Pete Dunne caught it, kicked the Archer in his ding-dongs, then slapped in a cross arm breaker, and while he had that arm breaking, he was just too busy snapping fingers, and Damian Priest tapped, leading the Bruiserweight to redeem himself. However, Killian Dane came out there and just beat down the former NXT UK champion. Damian Priest peeled Killian Dane off, and it looked like, oh, the partnership formed between the Archer and the Bruiserweight. No, Damian Priest wanted more of his pound of flesh. Killian Dane peeled him off, beat him down, then corner senton Peter Dunne, and then while he was leaving the ring, he took out the Archer of Infamy. So, big things going on there. Next was a match that was not that good. However, I didn't get to see it on the Hulu version, as Tainara Conti defeated Santana Garrett. It was, from what I heard, it was a pretty sloppy match. Next, we turn our attention to the women's division as they announced the lineup for the Team Baszler, Team Ripley War Games match. On Team Baszler, it's, of course, the Queen of Spades herself, Bianca Belair, and Little Miss Io Shirai. On Team Ripley, it's, of course, Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, and Tegan Nox. Both teams would have a fourth but vacant member, and Dakota Kai was aiming to, well, basically audition for Rhea Ripley's fourth slot, as she decided to step up to her former tormentor in Shayna Baszler. This was a fantastic match for Dakota Kai. That cute kicking Kiwi came out the gate strong, basically showing no fear against Shayna Baszler. However, in the end, she passed out to the Kirifuda clutch. And afterwards, of course, Duke and Shafir were ringside. They rushed the ring immediately after the match and beat down Dakota Kai. But Team Ripley would come out there to give assistance as the rest of Team Baszler cut them off at the pass. However, while it looked like things were kind of dark for Team Ripley, Mia Yim came out there with kendo stick in hand, chasing off the remnants of Team Baszler. Then later on, Mia Yim is announced as the fourth member of Team Ripley, as Dakota Kai looked completely dejected, and Tegan Knox just kind of awkwardly smiled as Dakota Kai left. Don't you just hate social awkwardness? Next, we had the premier athlete, Tony Nese, taking on Angel Garza. The winner got an opportunity for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Again, another fantastic 205 match. There's even this great spot where Tony Nese power bombs Angel Garza's breakaway pants. Yeah. I don't even believe what I just said, but yeah, I just said it. In the end, however, Angel Garza put the premier one away. He sealed his opportunity. Well, he obtained an opportunity for Lio Rush's NXT Championship. Speaking of the champ of the hour, Lio Rush was at the top of the ramp to greet his new contender with a handshake. So Garza's like, this guy. Goes for a handshake, says, nope, too slow. Just peppers Lio Rush with a big nasty slap. Leo's just kind of like, okay, I see how it is. Next time you and I lock up, it's on. And it was announced later on that these two would tear it up next week for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Next was Dominik Dijakovic taking on Isaiah Swerve Scott. Yet another match I did not get to see on the Hulu version. But from what I heard, Swerve put on a hell of a showing. Of course, Dijakovic put on a showing. Dijakovic got the victory. And then finally, in the main event, complete and utter chaos as Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, and Matt Riddle took on the original, the official, the only club that matters, Gallows, Anderson, Styles, the OC. This was an absolute barn burner. You had three bona fide indie darlings just kicking the crap out of each other. But yeah, it ended in a no disqualification as yes, the ref was pretty much not a factor in this finish, as everybody just decided to destroy each other. And while Tommaso Ciampa was about to put away the phenomenal one with the fairy tale ending, out came Finn Balor. He came out there, caught everybody's eye. Then he planted Matt Riddle with the 1916 Brainbuster on the ramp. Tommaso Ciampa, basically, he got the tables turned on him by the phenomenal one. AJ and Finn Balor stare each other down as AJ threw up the too sweet, and Finn Balor responded in part with finger guns. Then AJ got laid out by Adam Cole, baby, and the rest of the Undisputed Era. But then, Adam Cole turned his attention and laid out Tommaso Ciampa. So Adam Cole keeping his eye on both ends of the candle. Of course, he and Finn Balor had a little bit of a stare down, and I say a little bit because they both just stand there smirking at each other as Adam Cole threw up the Undisputed Era, and Balor just kind of did finger guns. Anyway, that wraps up NXT for this week. Just an absolute killer. As far as ratings between them and Dynamite go this week, just, so close. believe it was about 9,000 viewers between them. So yeah, big improvement from last week for both brands. But with that being said, plug time. If you miss Rod's opinions, but not his ugly face, he has a podcast. Check it out. It is Prime Talk with Rodimus Prime. He goes on this stupid tangent about sports. Go ahead and give it a listen. You might find something insightful. That being said, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Come on, check us out. We're trying, folks. We could use more support. That being said, I'm the greatest second place champion in 3 count history, War Machine MJ, and I will see you guys next time. Bang.